Shalom, I'm giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yashab, Bashem, Kakodah, Shalom to 144,000 rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. I'm going to title this video World War III Rant by Richie from Boston. So I'm here at, you got to watch the whole video. It's almost 30 minutes long, a lot of information. Jumps around to different things, news, casts, and so forth. Then he goes into his rant. He started his rant right here. He mentioned, you know what, I'm going to just play it from here. I might skip back, so I'm at the 16 minute mark, 16 minute 11 second mark. So I'll start it from here, and I may even come back. And I'll see where the spirit takes me. This may be a short video. Let's see. Let's hope it's relatively long.
Later. And I told you they were going to do this, and here it is. And it's just going to get bigger and uglier because Iran has China.
Mark of the beast when you go back, which I'm not going to play that part. I may just go ahead and do it. I don't know. But he's going into how that the Iran is backed by China. He didn't mention Russia. He said Iran is backed by China. So if they run out of missiles, China will support them. And what Nero doesn't understand is, grasp in his mind, that the two allies that Iran needs are the three world powers, Russia and China. And Russia is involved by giving them locations where U.S. forces are stationed, and even Israel, the IDF is stationed. So they're in the war. They're helping Iran, and they'll come in as soon as Iran asks for help. Iran's attitude: we don't need your help. But they're going to come in pursuant to what? The scriptures. Ezekiel 38. We should be hearing Ezekiel 38 a lot more. We should be hearing the Armageddon a lot more.
They're backing them. They have unlimited missiles that they can continue to shoot. We don't have Patriot missile and THAAD missiles, anti-missile missiles to shoot them down because Iran's already made sure we exhausted them all. They're not stupid. They've got China backing them up, dude. This is going to turn into World War III, and that's the plan. Because these faggots, no offense, end up in bunkers while we're up here dealing with the consequences. They
underground bunkers. Amos 9 and 2. I'll read that. I'll read that in a couple of versions. KJV, NLT, and maybe even the Amplified. I like the Amplified. Maybe even the ESV, English Standard Version.
They have caused. Our government, since I've been alive, has made sure that every other country on earth hates us or fears us, and that all falls on our shoulders because chanting USA.
Obadiah 1. Thou art greatly despised. Right? You should be small among the nations, hated among the nations. Thou shalt be greatly despised. I'm merely paraphrasing Obadiah.
USA during a war is a scumbag thing to do. I said it years ago, and I'm saying it now. And when I used to tell you about they will come home to roost, well, it's coming. And I used to tell you at the same time that the national debt, they were just running it up because they were never going to pay it. Trump will be the last president.
Oh, of course they're never going to pay it. Of course they're never going to pay it. You got people that they get credit cards. They'll max the credit cards out knowing, I ain't going to pay this shit any fucking way. That's just free money. They know they ain't going. You cannot pay it.
Congress doesn't seem to care. They say a little bit here, and oh, Trump shouldn't have done that. That's not nice. He doesn't care, man. These guys are all in it. They're all in it. Either they took the money or they're on the Epstein list. One of the two. How come the last 3 million pages of the Epstein list that probably has all the videos of Trump raping a 13-year-old haven't been released? I don't know. Whenever they get in a corner, whenever they get in a jam, they start a war. Every single solitary time. This is it. This is for real. Nothing's going to go back to normal. We're going to see what war in other countries looks like in America, and they're going to make sure of it. Remember the videos I did last year at the border? The Texas-Mexico border, and everybody was, where are you from? Iran. That's weird. Why are all these military-age Iranians here?
That's true. That's true. If you remember, we were talking about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, or something like that. You had that, the gap, water gap, whatever the hell you call it. I forget what it's called. And they had nothing but age, wartime, how do you say it? Men that are of war age, fighting age, meaning from 18, like 25, 26. They wasn't coming in with their families. You seen a bunch of Chinese nationals, Iranian nationals, Nigerian nationals, which came up that gap, whatever the fuck that's called. I forget what it's called. Somebody help me out. And I noticed that. I said, they're there for a reason. They're part of this man's plan. They let them in.
Because they were sent here, and they were brought in by our own government. Problem, reaction, solution. Un-effing believable. I'm sorry that I'm pissed off, but I'm pissed off. And you know what? God-fearing, truth-seeking Christian people want a pissed-off Richie from Boston, because I get shit done. You see what I'm saying? I am a little leery about the helicopters, but I'm still here, because I'm just that stupid. At any rate, none of this Iranian war was an accident. It was a plan, and they told us the plan.
There's the cover of Epic, what is it called? Economist. And I did a video on this. You can clearly see Chinese president. I guess this is Netanyahu. This might be Putin. This is definitely Trump. Black, red. Birthday cake, 250. All hell is breaking loose. Got a cargo ship. Looks like it's getting hit with a missile. Or missiles is being shot to America. So all this is symbolism. That's a unicorn. Injection. Could that be talking about COVID or the MOTB? A lot of symbolism there. And the Rothschilds used to own this. They part owners of this magazine.
Man, it's right here in front of your face. What do you think that all means? Red tanks, blue tanks, drones, robots, rockets, missiles, all this stuff. They were telling us, and they're doing it. I've never seen them. I told you this at the beginning of the year. I've never seen them act so quickly. Ever since Trump's been in office, this has been rapid, and it has to be, and it will continue. Nothing is going back to normal ever. You need to understand that. I can't stress that enough. And while you're still able, get your money out of the bank. They're going to hack the banks. Somebody's going to shut the banks down and blame it on any number of countries because everybody's in the mix now. We've done pissed in everybody's cereal, and the banks will be the target. You're not buying anything. You're turning your ones and zeros, your 401k, your IRA into actual gold and silver. Will you be able to use it? Well, that's completely up to you, but at least you'll have it. You won't be at the complete and utter mercy. Think about the people during Hurricane Katrina. Where is the government? Exactly. They were on the other side of the dam making sure nobody found the explosives they used to blow it. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with the economy. When it goes down, you're going to be absolutely screwed. They do not care about us, which is why they're stealing every single solitary drop of money, everything, every piece of wealth out of this world before they nuke the United States. And I say nuke meaning they destroy it. And speaking of nukes,
yeah, and that's what they plan on doing. America's done. They're packing up. The super elite that live, the super rich that live here in the States, they got homes in other countries, Italy, wherever, Australia, neutral countries, because they know that with all this mess that this Nero's doing with attacking these nations, they know that eventually Russia's going to, and possibly China, well, I'll say China too, is going to shoot missiles. You know, we sound like a broken record, but they already know it. You really believe that they think that everything going to go back to normal and we're going to be super rich people in America? No, they leaving. They America's done. They drove that car until the wheels fell off, and the wheels fell off of America. They drove it until the cows come home. However the saying goes, you know all them sayings. They went to the levee and the levee was dry.
I don't believe in nuclear weapons, but I've been married before, so I have been wrong. If there are nuclear weapons, Israel will launch them against everybody, including us. Period. But here's something I recently found out. If you dig deep enough, you can find out things like the real secret technology the rich people have, and this is some of it right here. And it's frightening, but you need to see it, because when they do the alien thing, because remember, that's still a thing, that's still coming, you'll understand what you're seeing in the sky, because you're going to need all the absolute willpower you can possibly muster and all the faith in God that you can possibly imagine. When they do this alien thing, everyone around you, all the people you love, your children, your significant other, your son, your aunt, your uncle, they're all going to believe this, and you're going to have to know what's right. Let me show you something. Let me show you some technology that you probably didn't know about. Everybody knows about the TR-3B. That's it flying right there. Well, the TR-3B, like we expected, is old news. It's still something most people have never seen, and it is something they will use. You're looking at actual video of real government vehicles, because apparently they're not necessarily lying about it, but people know about it, and the information is out there. Some of the technology they have is insane. They've got a thing called the TR-4. The TR-3A, TR-3B, TR-3C, and the TR-3-4. And these weapons can travel at missiles. They can go from one side of the world to the other on one tank of gas. These things absolutely defy gravity. This is the Nazi bell. This is the red and blue Mercury going counterclockwise inside the Nazi bell that actually propelled it all the way out to Pennsylvania. You're seeing it in real life actually working. So, will they go nuclear, or will they break things like this out? You know what I'm saying? And scare the Iranians, thinking that it's aliens or some such. But they've got the technology, but the people that have it aren't necessarily our government. When they mention DARPA, that's just really rich people that work for the Rothschild family, period. But this is all something that could be coming down the pike, so understand, this is very real. It is not alien whatsoever at all. And the fact that they're switching up and going from interstellar to interdimensional beings, well, they have to, because they watch the internet. They know that some of us people that really do know what's going on understand that nothing is interstellar. It's all interdimensional. And these won't be things that when they finally drop this, you'll be seeing these things in person, not on television, because once they release the demons, these are demons, dude. These are fallen angels that have been trapped for the longest time. Once they are released, men's hearts will fail from fear. So worrying about if you get more of the algorithm or more views doesn't matter anymore. I'm yelling because I'm pissed off, because I've been watching YouTube, all sorts of news all day, and it is amazing how people don't understand what this is. The government is telling the military this is Armageddon. Trump and Jesus have been anointed. Are you shitting me? That's never happened before. They're talking Armageddon.
Well, they're right. Jesus, the Lord has anointed them. The Lord has anointed them to usher in the nuclear destruction. So he is chosen. Just like Cyrus was chosen to task the Israelites to finance the chief fathers of the Israelites. You got Zerubbabel, you got Joshua, you got the so-called fathers of Israel during that time period after the Babylonian Empire. During and after the Babylonian Empire, it was Cyrus that made a decree that they get financed to rebuild the temple. So Cyrus is a Kawash. In the Hebrew, it means chosen. Somebody fact check me. I'm positive it means chosen or something to that effect. So he was chosen to make sure the temple will be rebuilt. So the same thing with this man. All Nero's doing is doing what the Most High wants him to do. Sounding like a broken record again?
And these guys are really doing this. This is the New World Order coming to fruition, exactly like I warned you about. Period. And here's the other thing. We have no idea what CERN is up to at all, because they've kind of gone dark. CERN, ITER, these weapons, I believe, are going to... I mean, CERN is there to open the pit. Somebody recently said that Oak Ridge, that Large Hadron Collider they have there, and CERN are the same thing. They're identical. That couldn't be any further from the truth. If you've been following and investigating CERN for as long as I have, CERN is built on the Temple of Abaddon, the seat of Satan. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. CERN is opening the pit. Oak Ridge is probably just going to try to open a massive portal on this side or use it as...
I don't know too much about CERN. I did a video, spoke on it. I don't know, but it's dealing with portals and black holes. You know, Esau got actual footage of black holes, and they know that if you go into a black hole, which that's the spiritual realm, that's going into the fourth dimension. If you fly a ship into the black hole and you do a complete 180, you ain't gonna come back out, because it's beyond the first three dimensions. Esau haven't showed his technology, his weapon technology. He got a lot of shit hidden. But guess what? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua haven't shown his true power. This man's going to get fucked up. And I mean every last one of them. Edomites. Every last one of them. Going to get fucked up.
As a weapon against Jesus when he returns. Because Jesus warned us about this, and these are the weapons that mankind has. None of them make any sense, how they got here, etc., so forth, and yet here they are at any rate. So because I got mad and left the Airbnb and came back out to the desert, this is going to take a while to upload, because for some reason, even though Starlink is using the millions of satellites that are up there, when it gets dark, its speed drops to 50%. So uploading this video is going to take a while. But let me just leave you this little reminder. The Secret Service has put security, extra security on the president and every living president still, which is ironic because they should just put them in prison for safekeeping because they're all on the Epstein list. You see what I'm saying? Period. There's no way Joe Biden doesn't show up on the list, because every time you've seen him, he's fondling a child and smelling their hair or rubbing their chest. I got video of it. I'm just not going to show it right now. But you know what I'm saying. If they're all hunkering down, you need to as well. Get yourself in order and hit your knees the moment if you wake up in the morning, thank God for it. If you get a meal, thank God for it. If you know it's Saturday, the Sabbath, fast all day. Read the Bible all day. But get ready for this, because this is going to get insane. You're going to try to tell people the truth about the war, and they're going to be believing the propaganda on television. The U.S. military, we're doing great. That's why we're sending out more battleship groups and 50,000 troops. Yeah, we're doing phenomenal. This is going to be phenomenal. They're going to drag this out. This will make it home, because it's the perfect excuse to start killing Americans to take away more liberties. This is exactly what they need, and it's exactly what they're doing. We live in a lawless country right now. Donald Trump is the lawless one. Is AI the Antichrist?
Habakkuk, the law is slack.
No, not at all. The AI can't get a head wound, and then, you know what I'm saying? So no, AI is just going to allow so many different things. And once the pit is open, AI won't matter anymore, because all the things that are coming through us through technology, pretending to be helpful AI chatbots, are going to be standing in your face. Men's hearts will fail from fear. Think about that. I almost swore. We're living this. This is happening. Everything we ever talked about is happening right now. The more propaganda you watch, the more you're exposing yourself. They're broadcasting, casting the spell from Hollywood, the magic wood that made magic wands for the Druids. They're still doing it to this very day. Live every day like it's your last. One of these days you'll be right. Richie from Boston. I'm out.
Yeah, you got to watch this whole thing. He goes into a lot, but I didn't want to get a strike against me because he had mentioned the C. Ragamuffin. So it's already out there that was bullshit. Lawsuits going out. But I did mention. Let me come back over here. We analyzing a lot of things now. Give me a second.
But we begin with the latest from Iran and plans from the U.S. to strike even deeper into the country. Israel launching a new wave of strikes across Tehran, and an attempt by Congress to stop it all was shut down. Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy leading us off tonight.
Tonight, unclassified video shared by the Pentagon shows a U.S. submarine sink.
Okay, now this is acting up.
An Iranian ship, marking the first sinking of an enemy vessel by a torpedo since World War II.
4 days in, we have only just begun to fight.
A fight that Defense Secretary
America
Pete
fights to
Hegseth
win.
says is intensifying and bombing the regime's
fighting to
security
lose.
forces, adding the military is now expanding
our
inland,
pride.
striking deeper into Iran's
To the beast to get your social credit score and get your digital ID? Neither am I. Okay? I didn't do one single thing they told me to do during COVID, and I'm still here. And as a matter of fact, I told you they were going to do COVID, and then COVID happened.
Now, about a minute or two before this, he mentions the MOTB, showing you that he's up on game.
Happened 2 months later, and I told you they were going to do this, and here it is, and it's just going to get bigger and uglier because Iran has China backing them. They have unlimited missiles that they can continue to shoot. We don't have Patriot missile and THAAD missiles, anti-missile missiles to shoot them down because Iran's already made sure we exhausted them all. They're not stupid. They've got China backing them up, dude. This is going to turn into World War III, and that's the plan. Because these faggots, no offense, will end up going into their underground bunkers. That's what they built them for, while we're up here dealing with the consequences they have caused. Our government, since I...
Yeah, so I wanted to play that again. So now let me go to Amos. Amos 9:2. Amos 9. That's a heavy chapter. Amos 9 says a lot. Covers the kingdom, the house, tabernacle of David, Esau going into captivity. Now, this is the judgment of Israel, but now this applies to Esau. Like the Most High is telling Israel, whatever thing you do, you can't escape from me. So the same thing applies to this man. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this in a couple of versions, at least 3 versions: King James, NLT, and Amplified. And then I may just go to the chat or the Google AI just to see what our take is on this. So we're starting from the second verse. Though they dig into hell, you know what, let me do this. I saw the standing on them and smite the door and pots and shake. I will slay thee. and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Because you had Jake that escaped getting rounded up in West Africa, but then the Most High caught him in the next go round, the next wave. Or when they were born back into the earth, or they were born right into captivity. So there's no escape from the curses of Deuteronomy 28. If the Most High didn't get you at one reincarnation or one life, he gets you in the next. It says, though they dig into hell, and hell is not nobody's going to say, let's get away from the Most High, let's go dig into hell where we can burn to death or burn forever. The word hell is the pit. You take a flat land, you take a shovel, you dig out from it, that becomes you dig it deep enough, it becomes a pit. You can make a trap to catch an animal eats the food, he falls into the trap, which is also a pit. Then shall mine hand take him, though they climb up to heaven. That's talking about Esau. They have the technology to go up into outer space, into the sky. Thence will I bring them down, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, you have a retreat, Cayenne retreat in Colorado. I think that's Colorado Springs, I believe. I used to live in Colorado, so I know Colorado. I will search and take them out thence, and though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence I will command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. That's what the Most High did for Israel when he put them curses on us, but now this applies to Esau. So the main reason why I want to get into this, because it said they're going to dig into their underground shelters, right? Right here. So let me go ahead and read this. And then what I'm going to do is, we already know this by heart. I'm preaching to the choir. But we're going to go into this. Let me see. Hold on. I'll read these two. I'll go in the chat on these two verses. But I want to go and read it in the NLT. It says, even if they dig down to the place of the dead underground, I will reach down and pull them up. Even if they climb up into the heavens, I will bring them down. Even if they hide at the very top of Mount Carmel, I will search them out and capture them. Even if they hide at the bottom of the ocean, I will send the sea serpent after them to bite them. That shows you that there's a sea serpent, Leviathan. Job 41. So let me go ahead and read this in the Amplified. Then I'm going to go to the Google AI or the chat, which is the same thing. Though they dig into Sheol, right? So the Hebrew word Sha'awal or Sheol is the pit, to hide in the deepest pit. From there my hand will take them for judgment. And though they climb up to heaven to hide in the realm of light, for there will I bring them down for judgment. Shabbat. Though they hide on the summit of Mount Carmel, I will track them down and take them from there. And though they hide from my sight on the floor of the sea, they have underground cities, as well as underground bunkers. From there I will command the serpent, and it will bite them, Leviathan. So this is what I wanted to do. I want to go to Google Because now they messing with me with the chat. They're saying I got to log in. I got to get an account. Although it's free, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to go through the back door. Let this pop up. Here we go. Let me do it this way. Let's see what they're going to tell me. Okay, I'm going to hit this and then I'm going to go to the AI, see if it says anything different. What is the GM? What is the GMS like take on it? What did you mean? Let me do this one more time. Based on theology of GMS, Great Millstone Israelites, and similar Hebrew Israelite groups, Amos 9 verse 2 and 3 or 2-3, interpreted as a prophecy regarding the inescapable total destruction and judgment of the wicked Israel. Yes, that's what it first represent, but now it applies to Esau and the wicked, the other wicked, specifically during the period of scattering and captivity. No, they didn't break it down right. Let me try the AI mode just to see what it says. Great Millstone GMS, Great Millstone GMS, a Hebrew Israelite organization, interpret Amos 9 verse 2 and 2-3 as a literal prophecy regarding the members of the wicked, specifically identifying the house of Esau, there you go, and modern day power structures attempting to escape divine judgment through advanced technology and secret bunkers. So that's what Richie from Boston just said. You can go back and hear him say it again. He said the super elite plan to go into these underground bunkers and just leave us out here to die. See, they don't realize that the whole of the so-called UF will be engulfed in flames. So it's going to burn. How deep are you going to go? It's like going in the oven. You're gonna burn. You're gonna get roasted. It says the day shall come that shall burn as an oven. Malachi 4:1. Yeah, and all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. This is beautiful, man. How the Most High gives us this information in code. GMS interpretation breakdown. Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell, though they climb up to heaven, dig into hell. GMS interprets this as the construction of deep underground military bases. The Apostle Rhyme Lab always uses that term, which I started using that, which is the acronym is DUMS. Deep underground military bases. They have the Cheyenne retreat in Colorado, and high-tech survival bunkers built by the global elite to survive a coming nuclear destruction. Why they doing this? Because they know that there's a nuclear destruction coming. Climb up to the heavens. This is viewed as a reference to modern space travel. Now, what the government has is a doomsday plane where they can stay up in the sky. I don't know if it's for a whole day, but I know that they can refuel up there. So they can be up in the sky for a number of days. That's the doomsday plane, they call it. Look it up. It says, climb up to heavens. This is viewed as a reference to modern space travel, space stations, and the colonization of other planets like Mars. GMS teaches that even if they flee to outer space, they cannot escape the judgment of the Most High. It says in Revelation 12, there shall be no place found in heaven. And we know that this to come to pass. You got these guys that fall off because they never believed in this. They were into it until something better came along. Ain't nothing better coming along. And now that you left and you see the prophecies coming to pass, you want to get back in. You can't get back in. Amos 3:9. Though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, though they be hid in the bottom of the sea, top of Carmel, this is often interpreted as seeking refuge in remote, high-altitude wilderness areas of the fortified mountain retreats. Bottom of the sea, GMS connects this to advanced underground bases or submarines. Well, they actually got a city, the serpent. In this context, GMS identifies the serpent as, let's go ahead and read some more, as a literal force or spiritual demons. No, we never said that. It's Leviathan, commanded by the Most High to find and punish those in those hidden locations. Core theology context for GMS. These verses are not merely metaphors for the Most High's omnipresence. Instead, there are specific warnings that no amount of technology advancement or wealth can shield the sinful kingdom from the impending day of the Lord. Now that's further into the chapter of Amos. The sinners shall be taken out to talk about Israelites as well. Would you like to know more about the GMS interpretation of the prophecies regarding Esau or the house of Jacob? So that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. So let me go ahead and check. Okay, this is Richie. But you got to watch this whole thing. A lot of information. Got my main man, Scott Ritter. He's an Irishman. This is 4 hours long. The U.S. is walking into an Iran trap. Scott Ritter. So I'll probably be watching that. Let me just check this here. So we're doing a lot of, we gave you all the breakdowns. We broke down the Bible to you. Back and forth, upside down and sideways. So what we're doing, we're filtering everything that's going on through the scriptures. Just seeing what's happening. Be not without fear to add sin unto sin. I gotta read, let's watch this. Followers from other camps come, I guess, to GMS camp to inquire on the name and boot kissing. So anyway, I'm gonna say shalom. Or you got a daily live stream, daily edification, which is Boston Bars page, and he has open live. So you got different individuals coming on there. I was watching it earlier. Okay, so with that, shalom, on to the next. Come on now. Now this thing is acting up.